We're different here. We don't just get up for another day. We rise. We don't just work. We endeavor. We're women and men for and with others. We have hope, we believe, and we celebrate. Why are we different?
So we can be the difference.
Our academic and applied esports program provides our competitive gamers a national stage to compete with other Division I universities. Our academic objective allows us to use esports to foster innovative, interdisciplinary connections.
Esports right now is an ever-expanding career field, and having the opportunity to showcase its many facets through education is really inspiring.
Lots of Valorant left to play at the EGF Power Series as we continue to follow William and Mary, the Virginian squad. They will now face up against Marquette, who we saw earlier in the day, and we've already talked about this worst. This one could be a very exciting matchup and could have a lot of connotations for the group.
Yeah, this is kind of the number one versus number one right now in terms of record. So it is going to be incredibly impactful in terms of how this is going to shape out the rest of the group. Obviously, double round robin. They're going to play each other twice. And I think critically for this squad here of William and Mary, they have had a very important map taken away from them by Marquette. And I love to see that from Marquette to kind of take away the map. Even if it wasn't going to be part of this plan anyways to go towards it. I mean, I've seen Marquette on Ascent already, so the fact that it is banned away by Marquette, I think, is incredibly good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. After seeing William and Mary, like you say, Marquette have won on Ascent today, but it's not quite comparable as they went nearly 13-0 in that match and didn't have much trouble at all versus Idaho there. So now we're going on to Bind, which will be definitely something that William and Mary, I could favor them based on what we've just seen, because in particular their defense looks so good. I loved the way they were dealing with a couple of different ideas from Washington State so effectively. In particular, you know, we've got Banana Duck on that chamber, who is absolutely terrifying right now from what we've seen so far. Marquette, meanwhile, coming through. I loved watching. A player to watch for me for Marquette would be Patron. I love that site anchoring with the Killjoy, so we'll see how that stacks up on Bind and whether that does come into fruition.
And I think for William and Mary, it's kind of I called them the foodies before. I called them that again, the foodies there, Guacamole and Banana. They were incredibly impactful for that win for them. And I mean, really, Guacamole holding down Tree with that KO was phenomenal. And then Banana on the chamber was just lights out time and time again. Find the clutch in the last couple moments to end out the match, and I would not think of a better way, but we'll kind of see how that translates over to Bind and what the compositions might look like as we move towards Aiden Select soonish. Soon TM, if you will, as a esports talk.
TM. Well, we could see if we can, think about what kind of comps we might come through, especially based on what we've just seen from William and Mary. Did see that KO come through, can be used on Bind, but more common would be something like the Sky. Not only that, but there's Feint, who went on Jet. Will we see something like a Raze come through in this Bind map right here? Marquette on the other side, they also played KO on Ascent, so that's something to continue to look forward to. And Myrova, who went onto the Jet, the service is not really required a lot from Myrova over on Ascent, so we have yet to see that duelist player really shine. So that might be something that could make the difference here on this Bind matchup as we see Agent Select come through.
Agent Select does come through, and I'm trying to see that Cypher is probably going to be the most interesting part, right? If that does end up coming to fruition. Not something you normally see. It's typically just the chamber in that position. But doesn't look like that is going to be entirely what's going to happen here. And I don't know. It could go a lot of different ways. It is going to be the Cypher.
There we go. Cypher's locked in.
No chamber.
And the thing is, we've actually got Myrova subbed out. So Akek has come into play instead of Myrova here. So could that be the reason that there is that difference in composition? We will see. But yeah, I do love the Cypher on this map. I think those tripwires can get a lot of value. I think having that cage available to block off something like A short or like hookah more commonly is very, very useful, or even octagon. So there's the Brimstone lock-in, Mob coming through. And actually, now that I look at it, Mob is also subbed in. So William and Mary using a slightly altered lineup as well. So Guacamole, we do see go on to that Jet, and there is Feint onto the KO. So switching around with everything, this matchup is going to be we're going to learn a lot right here.
Yeah, I mean, I will be honest in my. I like William and Mary's comp a lot more in terms of they have a lot more. I mean, I prefer Raze over Reyna every day of the week. I prefer kind of the Cypher is good and has found some value, but what Banana is able to do on this chamber and what you can kind of play as like baiting with Operator is just so impactful in this map, on any map, for example. That's why Chamber is so good right now. But I am excited to see how this is going to turn out. The number 1-2 currently because of that win over Washington State for William and Mary. So this should be a banger no matter what.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree that I would favor William and Mary slightly, but Marquette will put up a fight, no question. We mentioned Patron, and Patron went on to the Killjoy. Now, with Keck coming in, potentially, switching around what's available for them, Keck now going on to the Cypher, and Patron is the one on that Reyna. So that's going to be the duelist they choose here, and it is Keck and the Sova dog standing over on that B side, and already Lil Banana Duck shows them exactly what they're made of. The peak coming through. Keck has taken a lot of damage from those paint shells. If there is the headshot coming through, and there certainly is, that's going to be at least some value found. Mob will trade that one out, and the spike will be planted. B site easily gained control of right here. And Feint waiting in that cubby as Banana Duck tucked into Octagon. This is a very difficult post plant to break. Here's Patron to try to come in. No Lear available, and Banana Duck punishes. Such a good post plant setup here. We didn't get to see as much of William and Mary on the attack. Now we see if they can get the plant down, they can use that defensive prowess exactly the way they used it on the defensive half. Blades with a nice shot there, but very, very little to find left in this round with 50 HP coming through. As he peeks out, Banana Duck will easily deal with that, and William and Mary command that pistol round.
Command the pistol round. And now it's on to Marquette to respond. How is it going to look considering the... how should I put this? Considering what the bonus might end up looking like in terms of how much is available for them, right? So I think I will be wishing to see a more slow kind of style here for Marquette. Just let them walk in. Don't try to burst out and play onto them, because what William and Mary kind of is going to be able to do is respond very quickly to that. With the counter utility they have, the mollies and whatnot. So I think you kind of want to play how Patron's doing right here, where you kind of sit in the corner, wait for them to walk in, wait for them to use utility aggressively. Yes, it sees the Reyna is here, but doesn't know where! There it is, peekaboo! But they instantly put them back down.
Patron had a chance there to get something done, but just misses that sheriff shot off the top. And yet, knew once that 0 point came in, I've got to get out of here. Banana Duck also finds a kill, and so this bonus round, you saw Banana Duck actually not buying once again on the bonus, and that is going to result in a very good financial position and potentially an operator, although we didn't see them use an operator on their attack half on Ascent, so who knows whether they will go towards that here on Bind. As Keck now with the classic. There's almost nothing to do except try to die to the spike.
Yep. Nothing quite left. Maybe try to get a right click there. Not gonna be a funny right click, just gonna be a regular right click. And now we look towards the bonus round. Not a lot taken off the board here for William and Mary. They are gonna have 4 Spectres strong. What does Banana Duck opt in for before they opt in for the Vandal? But no, just gonna be that Sheriff this time around. They're gonna have an Operator next round unless I'm mistaken. Yeah. So that's gonna be definitely dangerous to see. Little Banana Duck has been incredible, and already has, I mean, look at that, already has the Tour de Force basically. I mean,
yeah,
that is
exactly.
Just such an impactful player.
You can put 2 ops essentially on your attacking half next round if you want. Not that they're going to go for that, but it just shows the financial, comfort that they have after winning that second round so decisively. So Here's the info coming through. Dog trying to dissuade them. Doesn't get a tag with that shock dart, but does back them off slightly. Not to be too far pushed back, though. They will continue to use that utility on towards the B site. Try to deal with Keck here, who's holding that Phantom behind the site. There's the tour de force now, as the orb was taken at B long. And the spam to come through. 3 HP, and the shock dart will finish it off. Keck had no chance, and they just left him with no space at all. Dog now cut off from the molly, but got a good spot here. Faith, though, somehow gets that kill. I don't know how Dog didn't get the shots there. Patron turns away just in time to avoid getting that kill on Cubby, and now it's a 5 versus 3 post plant for William and Mary. Still looking so good in this group. Still looking so confident and poised on their opening rounds. There's Mob and the kill onto Patron, and a 2 versus 5 situation now. You know, you hate to see it against the bonus, but it's about time to save those guns, and Banana Duck even doesn't even let him. A flawless bonus round for William and Mary.
Team. I mean, this team has just been amazing. William and Mary, seeing them, and I just love seeing this on a different map as well. It's not just Ascent.
Yeah.
We're seeing different looks for them, and William and Mary really trying to show up and say that prelim 1, that was a mistake. We are here to make our mark. And I mean, if they come out of this group confidently in first place, you have to go up and say, well, they're against Wichita. They're against Delaware, right?
Yes.
And I mean, those are some conversations I would love to talk about, because this team is looking fantastic right now. And if they continue that, it could be dangerous to any other team in the entire prelim.
Yeah. This is that last prelim as well. So William and Mary really pulling it together exactly when it counts and trying to get into that final tournament here in good standing. Marquette do not seem to have an answer on the defensive half of Bind just yet. And yeah, they just, you know, William and Mary just absolutely destroyed their bonus round. And so now Marquette are once again on a very low buy, pretty much nothing. Huge shock dart there. Look at that satchel that actually sort of saves Feng from taking damage. And they do get onto the site. Dog gets easily spammed through the smoke right there, as they're going to approach and continue to establish dominance on their attacking half. And if William and Mary can get a really, you know, heavy lead on their attacking side, Marquette is going to have an even tougher time than they were initially going to. There's Miggs coming through, and the KO for KO trade. Finally, Feint goes down. Guacamole will take out Blades. A 4 versus 3 situation here on the post plant now, but Marquette with no guns, they still do not seem to have taken much space, and even with that 1 kill coming through from Miggs, there's almost no way. There's got to be no way, right? Has to push through with the Sheriff. 55 HP, and there's Feng to finally punish. A little more damage than William and Mary might have expected to take, but they still get the round.
Yep. Still do get the round, and now the question is on, can they respond? Where is going to be the response? When is it going to happen? Because it needs to come soon. It needs to come soon.
I think it needs to happen right here. I mean, look at this gun round, right?
I mean, you can kind of wait. You can kind of like, not wait, but you can kind of give it a little, like I've seen you come back from 6 and like respond with like 5 or 4, which is good enough. But I mean, this is completely amazing from William and Mary so far, and their economy is going to be so dominant so far that like, let's say even for example, you win this round and then they come back, they have the economy, they can just crush you back down. Your economy is even worse because you lose a loss bonus.
William and Mary have basically 2 or 3 full rounds of buying without any trouble with the amount they've built up. Exactly. So, yeah, Marquette, you know, it feels like this is such a critical round for them to win this gun round here. William and Mary now approaching the A site for the first time, and Blades does shut down Guacamole on the entry, kind of swinging out with no real extra, you know, assistance in terms of gaining that info, maybe getting a little distraction. Marquette in a 5 versus 4. Miggs spots 2 jump peaks there. And with these players still tucked in at A short, looks like Marquette have got a good handle on this. They need to deal with showers, though. Miggs actually does get the grenade out, so that's good to get out before being disabled. And there's Dog with 2 spray downs. Feng trades, but still great defense so far from Marquette A defenders. The shock dart hits Miggs, but Blades will punish. It's only Feint remaining, and I said they had to worry about showers, but Feint just did not make their move in time. And in a 1 versus 3 with the teleport having come through, the Lear coming in, Feint has almost nothing left to do in this round. 13 seconds left. Only thing you can try to do is somehow save this gun, but with being so collapsed in, trying to get the headshot, and oh, Keck does take a little while to get that spray, but gets it in the end. Marquette with a very nice defense on A.
Yeah. Yeah. And now we have to kind of talk about, they got the round, but they need to secure this next one. Because if they do not, they are in a worse position than they started in, because they have reset their loss bonus. They will lose a lot of money, and I don't think people kind of they see this and they're like, okay, that's good. But if they lose this next one, if they cannot string this together, they will be in such an awful position in terms of their money, in terms of their incoming money the next 2 rounds even. So it's a future impact as well. So they really need to get creative in this round. And so far, I saw a pretty cool crypt art there in the window. It's like a diagonal one. It's a little bit harder to see. But yeah, it was pretty cool. But looks like it's going to be heavy B pressure, and they're already going to get the rotates going.
Yeah, so we'll see if that tripwire does come into play, as actually Mob already gets taken down by Dog. The Hunter's Fury just punishing that presence in B long. So that's excellent already. Yeah, Guacamole will run into this tripwire if they go out too quickly and without much prep. Nanaduck now waiting at the edge, and yeah, William and Mary just completely cut noise, try to reassess.
They kind of play this slow. They're down a man. They don't want to push the issue.
Lots of time.
Lots of time to work with. And right now, it looks like it's going to end B. And they have cut the noise, and the noise cut did work. It got the rotate back over to A, but again, with the teleporter, it's going to be quick to get back in. But the audience is going to go in KO ult to try and stop this, and Guacamole's in there like swimwear. And they're going to find one, going to find 2! Guacamole! Absolutely massive, and they can get the res off if they're fast enough.
Guacamole got 3 kills coming in, and yeah, has to plant the spike. 15 seconds left. What else can he find? Just took too much damage. Man, what an explosive hit from William and Mary, but Marquette kind of had the read. As you say, 1 rotator was pulled off, but they still had 3 players and still all that Cypher utility available over at Hookah and on B site. And so Marquette do hold strong. They get that very important round, and they finally kind of get themselves out of the financial dumps here, able to build up a little bit of a bank and start to chip away at the economy of William and Mary. 2-4, though, on the defensive side. Yeah, Marquette with a very, very nice hold, even in the face of some heroics from Guacamole there.
Now, it's going to be Showers pressure, really. Is it contested by the Reyna? Or will they just back off once the pressure comes through? Looks like the peak is going to come through. Fang, you have to win this one, but no! Patron gets it, dismisses out, so it's going to be low. And Feint, with the help of the boom bot, is going to break that crosshair placement and then take off the head. The teleport got canceled, so they're going to have to take it the manual way.
Yeah.
This map offers 2 ways to teleport for that Omen.
Here's Patron, standing off to the side. Patron, what? How do you get that? Headshot coming in on Feint. Little bit of RNG comes into play there, it has to be said. But it does end in Marquette with a 4 versus 2 hold on the defensive side. And Mob gets revealed, gonna get spammed down. That's so easy. But Banana Duck is alive, and this is not the player you want to be against in a clutch situation. 1 versus 2 now, after taking out those 2 players, sneaking up into U-Haul. Will they get the timing? The timing is everything right here. Blades is not spotted out. They know that there's this possibility, and here's Banana Duck with 1. There's Blades coming out with the trade. It was so close. Marquette were shaking in their boots, but William and Mary do fall once again, and Marquette get 1 step closer to equalizing.
A nice fight back for them, but might be a bit streaky, like we said about the Ascent map. Very streaky how these teams play. Not much back and forth, much more of a they string together rounds, and William and Mary's can look to stop that right here, right now, except it's going to be on a force buy, so not the best look for them, but still, it's going to have to be something. They're going to have at least the rifles they want, maybe not even that, with Mob opting in for the Sheriff, and Little Banana luckily is going to have the best gun in the game, so that can maybe make up for the Sheriff.
Exactly. So we will see what results that does herald. Guacamole as well. Showstopper available, and potential to head into either site. Just a similar default to what they've been doing with that Hookah control, and as well the A short presence coming in from 3 players of William and Mary as they work their way up slowly. Feng has been performing very well on the day so far. Really clean on the aim. And here is the first bit of info gathering. There's the shock dart, and that's actually going to hit. Feint tries to punish by peeking out, but Dog has the better shot in that situation. The headshot does come through, and the flank could come through as well from the Omen on Marquette University. Check that out. The rotation slowly coming in. And yeah, William and Mary about to be pinched here. Showstopper tries to come in. Mob goes with the Sheriff, and Guacamole right through the Lear gets the kill. Feng has also found value in U-Haul, and so William and Mary have such a good situation completely out of nowhere right here. A 2 versus 4 retake is about to try to come through here. Heck, trying to find one, can't get it against Guacamole, who has looked so clean and so powerful in this game already. There is Blades waiting for one, waiting to try to get some sort of 1v1 isolated, and there is some low HP on these members of the team. But without this kill, reveals himself, doesn't expect Mob in the corner, and William and Mary finally break that streak.
And what about that streak? Does this start one for William and Mary, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, economy's not amazing for Marquette, and they're going to force into this one. Patrons aren't going to have any money next round, basically, if they lose this one. So
yeah, are they,
they're
though?
definitely going to need it. Oh, timeout is going to actually... They're trying to secure this one. They really need this win for themselves if they're calling the timeout right now, and I like it. I think timeouts need to be called a lot earlier, or like after pivotal rounds, because it is so important to reset your mental and reset the tempo and get yourself into get yourself into the driving seat in terms of you're going to do the play you want to make.
Yeah, and with this timeout, the likely scenario is that this timeout really is to discuss what will happen next round, not this coming round, because it does look like they are going to sort of save, although that could be another thing that they're discussing, right? Do we decide to force up here? You see Patron still clinging onto that Phantom, but the rest look like they're buying for next, so that could be the discussion. In any case, though, how do we deal with this attack? This default from William and Mary is very threatening. They are having a lot of trouble dealing with Guacamole. They're having a lot of trouble actually dealing with Little Banana Duck as well. So all over the map, Marquette need to shore things up and come up with a more clear strategy of how to deal with William and Mary's default. In the end, they go for the save. Patron, reluctantly it seems, switches over to that Spectre.
Swapped over to the Spectre. Will that be enough for them? I don't know. As we're going to see them try to make a B play once again. Empress was popped here on this round of all rounds. It's an interesting decision. Now, Akek, good luck, friend. 07, good luck. No, he gets taken out. And now they're going to pinch onto Patron as well, but can they find one? Sova has to clear this corner and does. Fang, nice job. No lazy, clear. And they're going to secure their way on the site.
Yeah, so that Empress doesn't get any value at all. And as I say, Marquette probably discussing more so what will happen next round in the timeout. This round, a bit of a wash at this point, unless Marquette can come up with some heroics. Doesn't seem too likely as Guacamole continues to deal with rotators. There's Blades, okay, finding Mob there. It's not nothing, but there's a long way to go, and that path will not be traveled this time. William and Mary get up to 6 rounds here, and now Marquette comes in with the bye. Now, what do they have cooked up based on that timeout is the question. How will their defensive setup change, and what will their reaction be to what they've been seeing from William and Mary? Already, we do see a bit of a switch up. You see the Cypher and Sova back on, and you see Reyna pushed very close up onto A short. Is there going to be some kind of aggressive look?
Now we have to... Yeah, again, what is the look? The timeout was called on a save round because they want to kind of set up what they want to do for the next round. So
here it is. Patron gets into the corner. They don't know. They didn't see it. And so will they even suspect is the question. Patron did get hard checked last round, but they've got somebody on the APC to punish, and already Patron can dismiss out. That's beautiful. Blades as well to punish the peeker who was trying to trade, and this is the type of thing you want to see from those timeouts. A bit of a change in the setup, catch them off guard, take a bit of a risk. Marquette already on the 5 versus 3 as the shock darts, and what a result from the timeout worst. A near flawless round for Marquette.
Yeah, and a new look coming out there. The position onto short. Not going to work again. Obviously, they're going to clear that next time. But they're going to kind of be worried about both the U-Haul push and the short push, short position at the same time, because what happened was as soon as that dismiss came through and it distracted the other member, I believe it was Banana, instantly a swing comes out and takes them out. So really well played set play right there, but now they don't have that. What's the next play going to be? Right? What is the next idea going to be? Looks like it's going to be an A hit again, but they are not ready for it. The read is incorrect. Once this start comes down on B long, might have a rotate come through.
Yeah, going to hold their nerve for now, are Marquette. But it is, all 5 players of William and Mary are tucked into A short, ready to pounce. And read not there. There comes the rotation from Keck, and here comes the push from the peak from Blades, as well as the orbital strike. William and Mary are going fast and furious here, and Miggs needs something. Miggs drops the spike, and Keck as well finding it. Miggs with another kill, and Marquette are handling this so well, but they could get the res onto KO, bring it back into a 3 versus 3. But there is the ult from Cypher, and that's gonna do so much. Mob goes down, and Miggs does find Feint as well. So Marquette, in the face of, like I say, an explosive round, Dog with another shock dart kill. Marquette have such a better hold on this defense based on that timeout.
Based on that timeout, they win out the round. It could be a 6-6 half. The closest half I think we've had today. It could also be 7-5. We've seen 7-5, but
yeah,
I am now. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this next half is going to play. This is a really nice thing to see. This reminds me of Prelim 1 with how close this one is. And this group really does remind it. Hopefully not William and Mary is getting reminded. They're having some flashbacks to what happened back then. Obviously, they want to secure this one. They've looked like an amazing team so far. But Marquette, you can never count them out. They still have amazing players on their squad. And I think this could go the very distance.
Yeah, I mean, William and Mary couldn't be set up better to redeem themselves right here. You know, they are looking so strong that it's even stronger than they were looking. It's clear they've done work on their team to get themselves into better positions here. And now they will head towards this site of B on the last round, and Dog is already dispatched. Those shock darts out of play for the defenders. Here's Guacamole and Fang now walking into the site and just winning those peaks, but Miggs is close up with the operator on KO, trying to find more value. There's Fang to get more, and Banana Duck will shut it down. William and Mary with a 7-5 half on the attack.
Won't see the 6-6, but still 7-5 is not bad considering the 4-0 start that William and Mary had, but still. Now it's the defensive side from William and Mary. I like their comp on the defense as well.
Yes.
I think Marquette might struggle on attack. They have the Cypher, which can watch flanks, so you don't really need that on a map like a Bind. Of course it's cool to have flanks, it's nice to have flanks, but they're not as vital as other maps where locking them down is super important because you have teleporters a lot of the time. You have shorter rotation time, so this composition might struggle on the attack here for Marquette, is what I would believe.
Especially against the likes of Lil Banana Duck holding those angles. I mean, we saw how difficult it was for anybody, you know, for Washington to deal with that as well. William and Mary, I think, are set up for success here for sure. I have to favor them, even though this was such a close half. Now that we're on the defensive side, I think William and Mary are such a good defensive team from what we've seen so far. They have to be the favorites right here. There's the smoke that comes down the sky smoke, and Patron will try to move out of that successfully, and will. Mob goes down, and U-Haul A is thinned out in terms of the defense. And there's Feint, though, coming with the flank. It's going to be 4 versus 3 on the attack here. Plant will go down. William and Mary, how do they approach this retake? There is a potential... Oh, the timing was so close in showers over there. The 2 KOs. Look at Feint. He's being followed right now by his opposing KO. Banana Duck now holding on site. Going to be running away. There's Patron to pounce out. And here we go. It's MGE Miggs trying to find something, and Patron is the one to trade. It's Marquette with the attack. Pistol round.
That's what you need to get this back into even numbers. I am now... Now we look towards, again, the bonus is going to be the critical part, the critical juncture. Marquette fell to the bonus round from William and Mary. Can they do the same to William and Mary, or William and Mary take that as they should? That is kind of a question,
Yeah.
and won't know that for another round, but it's going to be full Spectres. I mean, it's hard to kind of say about what's going to happen on this round because it's full Spectres. You're going to buy full Spectres, you're going to run out of people, and you're going to hope to shut them down. It's really just interesting how the team that's down in the economy, how they're going to respond. In this case, it's Guacamole with a shorty and hookah.
And Guacamole is no longer in hookah, but actually Banana Duck does trade that. 3 HP to her name at the end, but Feint to try to peek out and punish the orb gathering. Nope, not going to be able to do it as the miss comes through. It's still 4 versus 4, but as you say, very difficult to deal with all these Spectres as MGE Migs is all the way out of the site. Do they expect the second shorty? They expect it enough because Keck will take it down. Feng isn't close enough there, and here's Migs already finding those rotators. So Marquette to equalize here, and as you say, that bonus, the all-important bonus right now that Marquette will have. Banana Duck's trying to find his way around. Can you jump over this? I don't think so. Nope. Have to knife that one.
Now it's time. See what the damage Sheriff can do before they go out. This round all but over. I mean, what's that? How much HP is that on both these members? I'm gonna tune this. I mean, no HP. Like they no HP
zero?
at all.
Yeah.
How about 0? Yeah, but they had like 1 HP even before that. So now looking at the next kind of the next look for this team is gonna be the bonus round. What do they kind of do? Looks like a Sheriff is gonna be making it up for Blades, but everyone else is going to have those Spectres still in hand. Interestingly enough, Mob is gonna have that Judge. This is kind of like that. Typically, like an Astra will do it because like Astra has to buy a lot of utility for themselves, right? Yeah. Will just sit in a spot with the Judge. So Brimstone similarly is that smoke character. You need smokes to be useful on this character. You need utility, so you're gonna have that Judge because you have less money for that regular weapon.
And Mob is doing, you know, something that I sometimes do in competitive games. You know, maybe you're not having the best game, not really hitting all those rifle shots. You can always get a one and done with the Judge, and that's exactly what Mob is going to try to do, and he's going to get one there. Keck goes down to the shotgun, and William and Mary have completely shut this down. Dog goes way out. Wait, that was Migs trading as well, so Feint takes out Dog. Still just going to be Migs left, and these paint shells won't quite do the trick, but Migs on 46 HP, holding on to the Spectre. It looks like William and Mary will have no trouble breaking this bonus. And yeah, you know, big ups to Mob for shutting down that U-Haul push. Very, very important job there. And now we will see William and Mary find themselves back into the lead.
Can he do much here? We'll find one, looking for more. They know where they are now, so the Element of Surprise is gone. Might get the plan down, 300 extra credits, something to scoff at. Hope you don't get spammed too. Not gonna find the extra money. Would like that little extra payday, but not gonna happen. So a nice little denial there from William and Mary, and they're back on top with that bonus round. But it's expensive. I mean, look at the money now for your top 3 members. You just don't have anything. I mean, you might even see Mob drop and then buy a Judge of their own because just repeating that, or maybe Guacamole wants to go for it. No, I'm not gonna be the Spectre instead.
Yeah, it goes for the Spectre, and yeah, it is a bit of a rough buy. Now we can now start to analyze what William and Mary might be trying to do on their defensive half. If we look back over to Ascent, we definitely saw the likes of Feint playing out aggressively as that Jet, trying to take space on Ascent. It's not as much of an option on Bind in particular, especially now that Feint is tasked with being that initiator, playing that KO. But look at this, potentially Feint going to go for the old tricks. Flashes out onto B long. It's a little info there, but doesn't spot both. So now going to back off of that, but good info gained, slowing things down.
Definitely slowing everything down, and now it's time for the dreaded, everyone's worst moment in playing Valorant on Bind. It's time to clear hookah, and their Jet has not a lot of credits. What's gonna happen, guys? I wonder. They're just gonna avoid that whatsoever. Where the Judge becomes a lot less useful is when you aren't gonna walk into them. Guardian in Heaven as well, once it's smoked off, is going to have a rough time trying to jump out, but looks like that's the plan, just trying to get everyone, trying to sandwich onto this site. I mean, this is an actual meat-packing plant right now in terms of how close and tight everyone is. I mean, this is going to be a dangerous spot for anyone.
Yeah, sardines and U-Haul, and there's Guacamole to trade Migs out there. So we are on the 3 versus 2. 2 versus 2 now as Feng continues to make damage happen right here. It's only Patron remaining on 40 HP. Gets one though and heals up. Can he get the second? No! Guacamole goes out for the headshot. Very, very close round there, but William and Mary do get the 9th.
And now, 9th round getting picked up. We said it was streaky before. Will it repeat itself again with how streaky it's been for these players, or for these teams? I mean, obviously you had a little bit of that kind of petering out towards the end of the half, but it always seems like the beginning of these halves are very streaky. I think that makes sense with how economy works in the early half. Once people can start getting loss bonuses up, then their losses become less impactful for them, and they can start getting some wins under their belt. But yeah, it's going to be a look at how there's the response here from Marquette after losing 2 in a row. They don't have the greatest buy. It's going to be a force. They're going to have enough for next round. But that said, Mob has been critically out of credits the entire time. So
yeah,
it has been a problem for both these teams.
Yeah, really struggling there. Guacamole tries to find some paint shell damage and kind of exposes himself up to a peak, but that isn't going to find much with the running Spectre. Not what it once was. Here's Dog, though, continuing to try to play aggressive, and they are going to hit this B site, which is packed with defenders right now. As a matter of fact, they sort of start to get an idea of where player presence might be and stop their push. A little bit of noise here. Dog still tucked into hookah. William and Mary with the player advantage. And nobody's moving too far from their positions currently. Marquette have done slow rotations all game long. All tournament long, really, and William and Mary know that. Kamoli, though, trying to take this fight. Dude does take it. Yeah, the headshot onto Blades. The Spectre is difficult to use in a situation like that, and Kamoli has been sharp all day.
5v3, you haven't made any damage yet. I mean, this is kind of not a dreadful, but this is not the best of rounds for you if you're not even going to be able to make any amount of damage happen to this enemy economy. You're going to have something there with Guacamole going down, but only one is not enough. Migs needs to hit a miracle shot right now to make something happen. Yeah. Doesn't find it, and a little bit actually pulls up the classic to finish it off. A little bit of a more flair to the end of the round. Yeah. I mean, that is just going to be a disaster for them in terms of not having anything done. But again, it was an eco round, so.
Yep. So not, no harm, no foul. Back on to the guns, and actually, Mob now does have the money, and instead opting for the Spectre anyway. Just maybe a little bit trepidatious about spending too much right now. Getting a little bit thrifty himself. 10-7, William and Mary leads on the defensive side, and I think Marquette are fighting back quite well. Some of these rounds have been really close, but the prediction of William and Mary being strong on their defensive half has held true for Bind here. With Guacamole taking out Migs over on the lurk. Over near hookah actually was that kill. Patron as well trying to take some space. So if Patron can equalize onto Feint here, and they can. So there is Feint going down. But Guacamole getting a little over aggressive, and Keck will punish. So that's going to be the neural theft used as well. They're going to see that there's only the chamber. Oh, what a shot from Keck. Incredible flick there. That's going to give him the B site, and the plant goes down.
I don't think it's worth it to go for this. I think you have to save William Mary. Please, please. College players save the gun challenge. It's impossible. Oh, wait, it's Spectre. Never mind. Okay. Well, go send it, Bob. No,
There's a Phantom right there. There's a Phantom right there. Come on.
Pick up the Phantom and run. Please.
We're rooting for you. We know you can do it.
Here. You need to save the economy. Guacamole has no money. You need to save your economy as much as possible here. Oh, but they're just going to go for it. It's just never going to work. You don't have the ability to make it work. Especially if you don't early find a pig. Why are you even going for it besides just saving? The 2,900 credits is so much more worth it than just dying right there.
Worse than I are in pain over here. We are lobbying. We are sending out the vibes. Save your guns. But Marquette go for, or pardon me, William and Mary go for the play there. Go for the miracle. And it is not found, so Marquette will get to 8, and yeah, you know, the result, look at the result. The money is very, very difficult to work with here. Could have just with that decision allowed Marquette away back into this. Guacamole setting up a peek here. Showstopper coming in. This could be huge. Goes around the corner, but Patron shuts it down. Showstopper indeed. Guacamole gets their head ripped off by the Reyna. And William and Mary, that was their gambit for this round. You can tell they were relying on some value out of that. The Hunter's Fury is now expended. Already going to hit once. Not quite going to hit twice, but Feng is low as the lone... Well, not the lone A defender, but as a defender on that A site where Marquette are now approaching. Matter of fact, they continue to play this default, and I like this adjustment from Marquette. 2 players over on B, even when the spike is working towards A, still trying to take all this space, realizing William and Mary are getting a little overzealous on these aggressive peaks for the defensive side. And Marquette have been able to punish these last couple of rounds. And in this case, they do head back towards the A site. Mob spots one. There is Lil Banana Duck. Definitely they need some great shots from that tour de force in this round. The orbital strike is also available. Here comes Mob, takes out Patron. That's a great push. 3 versus 3 now. The spike will get planted, and here is the orbital strike. Blades goes down. Dog goes down. It's only going to be Migs remaining to defend that planted spike. What can Migs find here? Tries to go for the headshot, but the spray is scuffed. And Mob gets the kill. William and Mary, even in a 4 versus 5, even with rough buys, they find their form once again, 11-8.
So much that is on Mob right there. So much of it. They win the duel against the Reyna that's pushing into such a pristine position. If Reyna takes that, sits under heaven, there's nothing that the Tour de Force can do to get into the fight. You just can't do it. So the problem is, if that Reyna fight goes that way, if Mob doesn't win it and then transferred into an amazing orbital strike kill. I mean, that was an amazing play for Mob. Has been on the bottom of the scoreboard the entire time, but is definitely a player to look out for in these clutch moments. What an amazing job for Mob to secure that round for them. And now you are hurt. You are hurt right now for Marquette. Not only do your loss bonus get reset, you don't have a great buy going into this. And William and Mary, they expended a lot of ult, sure, but their neutral game has been fantastic.
Yeah, no question. And yeah, Mob perhaps... Migs just gets it for free, baby. Guacamole, that is not the angle. I think that's the lesson learned right there. Oh, Banana Duck, though, finds one into Hookah. Going to equalize that. Mob finding more. I think Mob has definitely, maybe realizing the mistake on that round that they should have saved, redeeming themselves in spades with the Game Sense last round with a pick this round. William and Mary to head towards match point here against perhaps their stiffest competition in the group. There's Banana Duck coming out again.
Good.
Not going to be missing those anytime soon. And continuing to threaten. Good kill from Blades, but they've still got to worry about this. The Leer comes through. Banana Duck has to trade that and has to teleport away, giving up B site. And that's all the way back to A was that trademark. Pardon me, was that rendezvous. Here comes Feng. Now... the defenders have to find their way back on. Spike is planted. Marquette is in a 2 versus 3, but Patron could get so much value. Here comes Mob with the smokes. Mob is way out on sight. The trade comes instantly from Feng. That is great timing, but can Blades find anything? Blades doesn't quite get the spray, and Banana Duck will shut it down. William and Mary will go on to match point.
Yeah. They're gonna find it. And 12-8. William and Mary have come into this group in dominance, already taking out Washington. Again, I have to say it, double round robin, but still, in these 2 matches that we've seen, both Ascent and Bind seem to be maps that they are very proficient on, and you have to wonder, how deep does their mouth pull run?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, they are, so comfortable here and seem so able to adapt to different sort of game states that is exactly the question, right? Like, how much can they do on other maps? How much have they been working? Because it's, they were strong before, but has to be said, worst, this is a much better William and Mary than we've seen yet.
They're looking to end this one right now. Finds the tag, maybe finds another. But that's going to be some damage secured onto Patron. No more armor, but it's Arena, so who really cares? a lot of the time, as long as they can find that first pick. It only has the Spectre in their hands, so it's a rough time. Would love to have a Vandal in this situation, where you don't have to worry about the extended fight that a Spectre can often bring.
Guacamole has the angle here. Potentially able to get something and doesn't find it. Patron's ready for that. Upgrades to the rifle. Like you say, all it takes is that kill. Here's a huge flash. Feint gets one. Feint has to back off and can't do it, so that's going to be Keck taking them down. Here's Feng coming through, but the neural theft comes at the perfect time. Still, Feng for the headshot, and the spike is dropped in hookah. Now William and Mary with the advantage, and Marquette with such a good chance to close this out, they might have let it slip away.
The flank. Look at the flank from MG Migs.
This could be completely game-ending, and
but
now it's only Migs.
They're bailing up this over, yeah.
Yeah, that flank now not nearly as effective. Nowhere to look, and Migs misses the shot. It's a tough one there, and that's Banana Duck to finish it off. William and Mary with a double win on the day. 2 in a row there, and they take out their other biggest competition, Marquette, in very impressive fashion.
And I don't know what else to say about this team except they're just extremely impressive. I love seeing it. Not only do the members have the ability to just frag out, they also have some great utility play. So I love to see this from these players and see them come back after that prelim 1 exit. And really, what kind of happens for me, what kind of pushes it for me is this is them going up 2-0 in this group that's extremely strong, extremely effective. And again, they still have more to play, still have 4 more games to play, but they have set themselves up in an amazing spot.
Yeah, they absolutely have. You know, before we go to break, I just want to once again shout out Mob, because some of those big brain plays at the end, the game sense to push onto that Reyna was something that really turned it around for them, you know, and with Mob down at the bottom of the scoreboard, you got to shout out those cerebral plays, those clutch moments, and that, you know, part of what gives William and Mary seemingly this depth that they've got. And we will be seeing more of this group as we move on in the day, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more EGF.